She's always put forth her best. Well, that was weird. She always puts forth her best effort, whether on the soccer field or in class. And she's continuously working hard to improve and grow. She wrote a great speech to share with you all today, and I know you will enjoy hearing it. So without further ado, Mallorie Marmorato.
Life is exploding, things change, people change, but you will always be you, so stay true to yourself and never sacrifice who you are for anyone. I chose this quote because it represents my last few years at collegiate and my 8th grade year so far. I believe that it's very important to never change yourself for anyone. If people are asking you to change them, they probably need to change themselves. A lot of things can change over middle school and it's hard, but I'll always stay true to myself. I've been playing soccer since I was 3, and I've been playing club soccer since I was 8 years old. When I first started playing, I wasn't really good, but I had the passion to get better, so I started practicing a lot. I have an older brother who's 3 years older than me, and he was one of my inspirations to continue to get better at soccer. Soccer is my favorite sport, and it was one of my favorite sports when I was younger. I started not to love soccer as much as I did when I was younger, but I still enjoy it. One of my favorite teams that I was on was my Mockingbird team. It was so much fun. At first I was nervous because those girls were a year older than me. It was a whole new team, but everyone on that team was so nice, and it was a good group of girls I wanted to be with. Who also made it special was my coach, who was my dad. He's the best coach I've ever had, and he never punished us for messing up on a drill, and was always patient with us when we didn't understand what we had to do during a drill. The first year with that team, we weren't very good because we had no chemistry, and it was a mixed team between 2010s and 2011s. It was fun, but kind of hard playing with people who didn't know the game as well as I and the other people on my team did. With a lot of practice and hard work, we eventually got better. We moved to just having 2010s on the team, even though I was in 2011, I played up with them since my dad was still coaching. That year, we won every game besides one. I was really proud of my team and really realized that my dad can take a team that has never played together and make them really good. Those 2 years of my soccer career were some of the best I've ever had. And that same year, I started another sport that I love called futsal. Futsal is soccer, but on the basketball court with a hard ball and smaller goals. It's so much fun. I love soccer, but I love futsal even more. I started to love futsal even more than outdoor because it's really fast paced, which I like that a lot. I only started playing in 5th grade, so I've only been playing futsal for 4 years, and it was one of my favorite things I've ever done. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I was nervous when I started playing futsal because it was a new playing style that I was not used to, but my dad was always encouraging me to keep practicing to get better. I improved greatly from when I was 10 to 13. I'm continuing to play futsal, and I'm starting to love it even more. My team is not the greatest, but it's okay. We'll get better over the years we play. I've never been good at school, nor have I liked it a lot. But during school, I was looking forward to one class, and that class was history. While I was in elementary school, I hated history because I was never really good at it. I didn't like any of the subjects I was bad at. My 4th grade year was kind of hard because half of it was during COVID. My history teacher that year was so boring, I would never pay attention. She would always just talk, and when teachers talked a lot, I don't learn from that. That year was very hard to concentrate, but throughout my 3 years at collegiate, I started liking it better, and I started to improve on it. During 6th grade, I still disliked it because I thought it was not useful, but I started to understand it more and was getting a lot better than I was in 4th grade. I started getting better grades, which was very important to me and still is. In 6th grade, I wasn't used to history because at my old school it was called social studies. Since I wasn't used to it, I still didn't really care about it. And I didn't really pay attention to that class since I didn't have any interest in it. But again, I still put in the effort and started to get better at history. At the end of 7th grade, I started to like it better, but not until the end of the year. I loved Mr. Long. He was a great teacher, but I didn't like his class at the beginning. At the beginning, I didn't really understand what we were talking about, but as the year progressed, I started getting better at it. At the end of the year, we started work on this project that was about migration, and we had to do an interview with someone from our family, which was very fun, and I loved it so much. This year, I started to really like it. I think what helped me to like it better was my teacher, Mr. Ross. He makes class fun. One thing that I don't like about the class is the crossword puzzles. They always make me mad because I'm terrible at spelling, and I'm terrible about finding the answer in the Constitution that we had to use. But overall, I love the class. I'm not really good at it, but I have an interest in it. I like that in class that we take our time over one subject. Like with the Constitution, we go over in the span of a couple of months, and like at my old school, we would switch topics that we're learning every day or every week. Overall, I started to love history, and I get excited for class every day, even because at the end of the day, I'm tired. But overall, I'm still not great at history, but I look forward to going to class every day. My friends and family have helped me a lot throughout my years at collegiate and out of school in general. Some people on my club soccer team have helped me throughout my years since it was really hard for me to move from one club to another because that's such a great team at my old club. But mostly everyone was welcoming. On my first day at collegiate, I was really nervous because I didn't know anyone in my grade. Before the start of 6th grade, I went to this math summer camp so I could get a feel of it. I was really nervous for that camp. I didn't know what to expect, and I also didn't know my way around the school at all. During that summer camp, I met a few people, and most of them were new, so we understood each other and the nerves about going to the new school. My first day of 6th grade, I met a really nice girl, made her click instantly. She was and still is one of my best friends and one of the nicest girls I've ever met. That wasn't her first year at collegiate, so she knew around the school a little bit. We only had 3 classes together, and those were Spanish, Science, and English, but it turned out to be okay. At this point in my life, she was my only friend I had since I knew nobody, but I never complained about only having one friend. She continued to be my best friend throughout my 6th grade year, and I'm so grateful for her. At the beginning of 7th, it was still just the 2 of us. I was really disappointed that I had no class with her besides study hall, but I realized that it was going to be okay. A little while into 7th grade, we started becoming friends with other people. They were all so kind and sweet, and they didn't care if we were weird or not. Me and one girl hit it off instantly. We had all of our classes together, so that's what made us even closer than we were before. At the beginning of 8th grade, it was still just us, but I was perfectly fine with it, because I'd rather be friends with girls who don't care for yourself, and they never make you or ask you to change. But sometimes into the new school year, became friends with some more people, and they were really nice and funny. They were the types of girls I wanted to surround myself with. They all have been such great friends, and I love having them in my life. I also have friends outside of school on my soccer team. My best friend on my soccer team helped me tremendously since I had just moved from another club. She's one of the funniest girls I've ever met, and I love being on the same team with her. The thing that I love most about all these people is they love me for me, and they don't ask me to be different, which is very important for how I am as a person. Those are the main things I look for when I want to be friends with someone. I love my friends so much, and I would never wish to be friends with anyone else. Moving from public to private school helped me tremendously, but it was also really hard because public and private schools are 2 very different dynamics. During my time at public school, it was a lot different from private school. Public school didn't really care what we did and didn't really care about grades and stuff. Also, my public school had at least 100 kids in my grade alone, so there were at least 27 kids in each class, which was very chaotic and kind of annoying. But now at collegiate, the maximum amount of people in class is 17, which is a lot different from public school. At my old school, the food was terrible and at least 2 people would get sick because of it. I still love my old school since I was there from kindergarten to 5th grade, but collegiate is a much better fit for me. So far, my theories at collegiate has changed me as a person. Collegiate made me more outgoing and not quiet anymore, which is a good thing, but at the same time I realized I need to stay true to myself and I don't need to change because someone wants me to. I also realized that people will change over time, like from 6th to 8th, people change a lot. On another note, I would like to talk about something I really enjoy doing, traveling. Even if it's on a school trip or going somewhere for a soccer tournament, I always love traveling. I've never been out of the country, but I would love to go someday. But I have been around the world and Epcot. My family and I love Disney World, even if it's going for a random weekend in January or going for 2 weeks in the summer. It's always somewhere I can go over and over and over and still not get bored. My family started going to Disney before I was born. My first time going to Disney World was when I was 3 or maybe before that. I don't remember much from that trip, but it was amazing like any other trip. Disney has so much stuff to do. You can go to Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom. There are also water parks, but we've never been. Disney is a place for all ages. I'm looking forward to going again very soon, like in 2 days. I've not been to a lot of places besides Florida, but my favorite place other than Disney World that I've been was New York. At the time we went, I was young and didn't really care about it, but now that I look back at it, it was a really cool place. I loved looking at all the expensive shops there, and I loved looking at all the places that movies were filmed. It was such a cool experience, and I hope to go there someday again. Going back to my quote, life is funny, things change, people change, but you'll always be you, so stay true to yourself and never sacrifice who you are for anyone. This quote has represented my 8th grade year. 8th grade has definitely had some ups and downs. It was probably the hardest year in middle school, academically and socially. There's been a lot of ups and downs with grades and friends. I've also learned that some grades are going to be really hard, but I also learned that some can be easy. But as my quote said, things change, people change. I really started to understand the meaning of the quote this year. Physically, academically, socially, and emotionally, I've learned that things do change and people do change, but I'll always be me, so I'll never sacrifice myself for anyone. For my first dedication, I wanted to dedicate my mom and my dad. They are the best parents I could ever ask for. They spend so much time driving me and my brother around from school to practice and to home. They basically live in their car. They have always been there for me, and they're there when there are hard times. And I love them so much. Thank you for being such awesome parents and awesome coaches. Mainly for my dad, but you're an alright coach, I guess, Mom. You don't know what you're doing, but it's okay. I still love you. Thank you so much for being great. Mr. Haas, thank you for everything you've done this year. You've made me love history. You're so nice and funny. You're the reason why I have so much fun and enjoy your class. You can be serious at times, you can also be really fun too. That's what I enjoy about you and your class. I'm sad next year that I won't be able to come and visit you since you're retiring. You have been one of the best teachers I've ever had. Thank you for making my 8th grade year the best. For my last dedication, I wanted to dedicate my niece. Many of you know her as Danny, but her real name is Elena. I wanted to dedicate the speech to you because you're kind of like my best friend. You're probably not going to know what's going on and what I'm saying, but it's okay. Thanks for being one of my best friends. Even though you call me a big bag and a fool, I will always love you. And you better say I love you back because I'm the only one who plays with you. So be grateful. And I love you. Thank you.